Hello everyone, I am here at Oak Hollow Memorial Park in the northwest side of San Antonio, Texas. And this is not your ordinary cemetery. This is actually a pet cemetery. And there's an interesting story that came up recently about this place. So back in May of 2020, which was about 2 months ago, there was a news article from News 4 San Antonio saying that this cemetery, this pet cemetery, was going to be sold to, I guess, it's like a land developer, due to the fact that the owner of this cemetery, he's aging and he can't afford to keep up with this pet cemetery. And people that have their beloved pets buried here were notified that they have to dig up the remains of their pets and have them removed in 60 days, or else I guess they're just gonna bulldoze everything, and whatever they do with the land they're just gonna build on top of that, which is very wrong. But I can't really blame the owner, because he couldn't find someone that owns, other pet cemeteries to purchase this burial plot or cemetery plots here. And believe it or not, there's actually no rules to protect pet burial sites, unlike human burial sites, which is very wrong, I believe, because people bought these plots about 30, 40, or even 50 years ago. This place was founded in 1968. They bought their plots, they bought the caskets, they buried their beloved pets here, and now they have no other choice but to relocate them. And luckily, for those pet owners that are still around, mind you, like I said, this place opened up over 50 years ago. There was a president from Mission Park Burial who said that he was going to allow these people to dig up their beloved pets and have them buried at his cemeteries, or his the pet section of his cemeteries, free of charge, which I think that's a really nice thing to do. However, like I said, there might be pet owners that had their pets buried here that are maybe no longer around, and sadly, whatever they put on this piece of land here is going to be, build a building or whatever is going to be built over these pet burial sites. And as you can tell already, it's not very well kept. It could be worse, but honestly, it's not that great. We'll go ahead real quick and take a look at some notable burial plots here of these pets, and we'll go from there. I really like how on these burials they're kind of outlined so you know where a dog or a cat was buried at. I believe some people have already taken out the remains of their pets. As you can see here, or either this one caved in or they took out the remains. Here I think we have a either like a little burial vault or a little coffin where an animal was maybe buried in. They might have taken the remains. I'm not too sure. I hope it wasn't like vandalized or anything. Greatly loved and sadly missed, not pets, but family of Bill and Maxine Miller. And that's true. I mean, pets are family. And it's really sad that this sacred land is just going to be taken from these, you know, pet owners, both alive and maybe already passed on. And, you know, I document this as, again, awareness to these cemeteries that are in and around San Antonio. And for people that, you know, maybe they don't live in San Antonio anymore, that have their pets buried here, or just, you know, have already passed on, I'm just, you know, making this as like a memorial to remember this cemetery. And, you know, these people, they love their pets very much, as you could see here. I mean, look at this headstone. They even have a picture of their little poodle here. And this dog died over, you know, 30 years ago, or almost 30 years ago. Actually, I take that back, it was over 30 years ago. You know, it's sad. I mean, even though it's not very well kept, it's still like a resting place. Here we have a grave of a tabby cat. Baby. And he has a picture too. You even have a dog named Snoopy here. This picture is kind of worn out, but here we have Lobo. Wow. Now, I'm not sure what they're gonna do with this land. All I know is that it's being sold to someone. And like I mentioned, they have, the people that have pets buried here, they have 60 days to remove their pets' remains. I guess they can't just dig them all up and relocate them. That's pretty recent, 2009. The most recent one I've seen so far. I think right here is the most elegant headstone for a pet. Penelope. I guess they had a picture, but I guess it fell off. That is incredible. I want to say there's like maybe well over 100 pets that are buried here. So this concludes the tour of this cemetery. And I really hope that maybe they find a way to preserve this cemetery, or they find a way to remove, at least the most decent thing to do, to remove all of these remains of these pets and have them relocated. Like I mentioned, you know, this is to bring awareness. Maybe you weren't aware that this cemetery was being sold to a land developer, and regardless, they're just going to build over this pet cemetery. So like I said, hopefully they find a way to like maybe do something. And make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and also share to bring awareness. Thanks again. Oh, and real quick, there's a dog named Lassie here that was buried back in 1986. Pretty cool. Right at the entrance too of this cemetery.